Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Curve, presented by T-Mobile, where we bring you the latest Grandmasters news on Curve. With the penultimate week of round robin concluded, we start to see each region's Division B take shape. Over in Asia Pacific, the week ended with Frosty, Samuel Zhao, Dawn and Staz at the bottom with a mixture of 1 and 2 wins. With bottom 2 placements being automatically relegated, this is going to come down to the wire for these players. And for Samuel Zhao and Staz, this will come down to a head-to-head as they do play each other in the final week. If Staz wins, he can help cement himself in the slightly safer zone of a top 6 finish, but if he loses, things get a little more complicated. In the Americas region, things look a little more cut and dry. With PNC on only 2 wins and Purple, Papa Jason and ETC all below with only 1 win, it looks like there's going to be a 4-way fight. This rings especially true as Purple faces off versus PNC in his final match next week, and ETC goes up against Papa Jason as well. On the upper side of the division though, we see some of the veterans of the region dominate, with Firebat, Zalay, Muzzy and Frozen all sitting pretty safe at 4 wins. And finally, as it is seemingly wont to do, the European region is a mess. With just Viper feeling any form of safety as the only player currently on 4 wins, he can be looking down at the Melee, which is the rest of the field, on a near even split of 3 and 2 wins. Be sure to tune into Europe next week as every single match is going to count. While relegation is less of a worry in Division A, there are still players at risk as finishing bottom 2 puts you in that relegation bracket. In APAC, we have newcomer Kin sitting at a 0-5 score, which means he is already locked into the relegation bracket and will have to fight for his Grandmasters life in the coming weeks. The additional spot though could be filled by nearly any of the players depending on how next week goes. In Europe, it is likely the 3-way fight will continue between Silvername, Hunterace and Felkane to avoid their chances at relegation, as they are all on a 1-4 score going into the final week. And finally, over in the Americas, Nalgadan is looking to be in a terrible spot at 0-5 and would not only need to win both of his matches next week, but would also need a few other miracles along the way to have hope at a 6th place finish. This week saw the rise of a new power in the metagame. In a crazy plot twist from previous weeks, we saw Warlock go from a highly aggressive Zoo archetype to the Quest variant, which is much slower and heavily combo based. Not only can the deck be strong versus aggressive opponents with the incredible amount of healing available, its combo burst damage finisher made it line up very well versus Priest, which was one of the classes many of the Grandmasters expected to see. And boy did it pay off, as Quest Warlock went a whopping 11-1 this past weekend, only dropping 1 game versus Demon Hunter. And previous to this, the deck did make an appearance in Grandmasters in the Asia Pacific region earlier, as the Prophet Rivius brought it in week 4 and won with it, making the deck have a total of a 12-1 record in Grandmasters. Our must-watch match for the week is going to be between Pavel and RDU from the European region. It was one of the most close and insane matchups I have ever seen, and honestly, it's worth watching just for the player reactions alone, so make sure to check it out. That is going to be it from us this week, so make sure to go to playhearthstone.com/esports to catch up on any matches or news you may have missed. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you next time in the tavern.